Hi everyone, my name is Olga Cardamone. I'm the founder and CEO of Eagle Travel Tours to Russia. And I keep trying to find ways to bring Russia into your home, even now during the times of quarantine. The other day, my husband and I were cooking dinner, and I felt like I really wanted to listen to some Russian rock music that I liked. And it made me think that it would also be a good idea to create such a playlist for you to enjoy. So I did that. You can find the playlist below in the description of this video. But I also wanted to record a separate video telling you about the musicians and the songs that you will find there. I made notes and I will be looking at them from time to time. But before I start telling you about these musicians and songs, I wanted to say that I do not consider myself a music expert in any way. I do not believe that I have amazing taste in music. To me, music is just something that is connected to important moments in my life. And when I listen to the music I like, it brings me back to some good times that I had and helps me enjoy these memories. So some of this music is just connected with important periods of my life. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that if you are a native English speaker, it might feel a little weird for you to listen to music in a foreign language where you can't understand the lyrics. And I just wanted to say one thing, that this is basically how Russians listen to most music most of their life, because the most important, the most famous music in the world is in English, and we Russians are not really good at English in general. So most of us don't understand the lyrics of the music that we listen to. The only thing I can say is just relax and enjoy. The music is still beautiful. Anyway, the playlist. Songs 1 through 5 on my playlist are by a musician whose name is Zemfira. I do not know a single Russian who doesn't know or doesn't like Zemfira. She is loved by everyone. And for me, music by Zemfira is like the soundtrack to my life. I remember that when I was a kid, my mom loved her and listened to her music. And as I was growing up, I got into her music as well. I would listen to her songs on my way to school. I listened to her songs when I first fell in love. I listened to her songs when I was sad, when I was happy. Anyway, she has songs for every occasion. And I included in the playlist some of my most favorite songs, which I hope you'll enjoy. Songs 6 through 8 on the playlist are by a St. Petersburg-based band called Splean. And even though this is an English word, most Russians know the meaning of this word, spleen, which means a state similar to depression. This word was popularized by a really famous Russian writer, Alexander Pushkin, in the 19th century, in his poem called Eugene Onegin. You might have heard of it. In the poem, the main character is a young rich aristocrat who follows the British fashion set by Byron. And one of the things that he does is he always feels bored and sad, and Pushkin calls it spleen. So he feels the spleen all the time. Anyway, kind of following up on the sense of sadness is the first song by them on the playlist. It's a love ballad that I personally really enjoyed in high school when I had some sad love moments. The other two songs are a little bit more upbeat. Song number 7 is actually the song that my husband Doug really likes. In the song, the main character has a really pretty girlfriend who is really enjoyable to look at. However, she's impossible to talk to because she keeps nagging him all the time. I do hope that the fact that he likes the song is not inspired by real life. Anyway, the third song, or song number 8 on the playlist, is a song that we both really like. It's kind of our song. When Doug and I just met, and he is American who was learning Russian back then, and I helped him translate the song. He really wanted to know what it was about because he really liked it. We spent hours trying to translate it, and in the end, he realized that the lyrics of the song didn't really make much sense. But we both really like the song anyway, and I'm pretty sure we even played it at our wedding. So I hope you enjoyed it too. And then songs 9 through 11 on my list are by a band called DDT. In Russia, this band is probably as iconic as the Rolling Stones. They were formed in the 80s, so in the Soviet times. And they never tried to be a really political band, yet they were never afraid of expressing their views, which sometimes meant criticizing the government. And this is probably something that really contributed to their fame. And in the 90s, during the first Chechen War, the lead singer of this band went on a peace mission to Chechnya, where he performed tens of concerts to both Russian and Chechen troops, which I find amazing. What I remember him for more is the fact that he wasn't even afraid to openly confront Vladimir Putin, who right now is our president. Back then, he was our prime minister. And a lot of people were not happy with the way politics were back then, but not a lot of people really spoke up. And he did that on national TV, which really attracted a lot of the media to him. Anyway, song number 12 on the list is not just a beautiful song, but also is an awesome music video, which I really like. The song itself is a love ballad. It's about a woman who's longing for a man. But I thought that you would actually really appreciate the video because it is set in a really traditional Russian school. Everything about it reminds me of my school experience. From the blackboard, to the pictures on the walls, to the gym, everything. This is exactly what my school looked like when I was in elementary or middle school, and I thought that would be interesting for you. And the song itself is really beautiful too. Song number 13. What I'm about to say about it, most Russians will probably find blasphemy, but I have to say it. First, about the song. The song is called The Cuckoo Bird, and it was written in 1990 by a really, really famous Russian rock star whose name was Victor Tsoi. In Russia, we have a superstition. It's actually a crazy one, but if you hear the cuckoo bird, you can ask her how many more years you have left to live, and then you have to count how many times she says cuckoo. But the song is really beautiful. In the song, a man is asking a cuckoo bird about how many years he has left to live and about some other things about their future. There is a lot of uncertainty and worry in the song. And in the 90s, when people were serving in the army, went to wars, or just felt really uncertain about this future, I really feel like this song resonated with a lot of people. And I think even now, it's a really famous and loved song in Russia. Now the blasphemous part. If I want to show the song to people who aren't Russian, who've never heard it before, I really do believe that I don't want them to hear the song sung by Victor Tsoi. He has a really specific kind of voice, which is very dear to us Russians, but non-Russians might not feel the same way. So I found another variation of this song, which is sung by a contemporary Russian pop star whose name is Polina Gagarina, and she has the most beautiful voice. Moreover, this variation of the song was in the soundtrack to a Russian movie called The Battle of Sevastopol, which is a battle that took place in World War II. You might know that we still feel really, really patriotic about World War II, and Russians make a lot of gorgeous, really dramatic and well-done movies about World War II, and The Battle of Sevastopol is one of those movies. So this video is amazing in so many ways. First of all, you get to hear the song sung by the beautiful Polina Gagarina. Then you get to see parts of the movie, the Battle of Sevastopol, and then this video, it has English subtitles, so you actually get to read the beautiful lyrics of the song. You get to see the quotes from the movie as well. So anyway, this video makes me cry every time I watch it. But I would like to finish this video on a happier note. So the last two songs on the list, they are by a Russian rock band called Leningrad. For those of you who might not know this, Leningrad is the way that we used to call my hometown, St. Petersburg, back in the Soviet times. And Leningrad is a band that is based in St. Petersburg. But what they are actually known for is for being the rebels of the Russian rock music. And in the last 5 years or so, they started making these elaborate music videos that are like mini movies. And each of these mini movies is like a satire centered around different pieces of Russian life. So the two that I included, the first one is like the most famous one, and it's about a girl who's getting ready for a date. And you know, Russian girls, they love dressing beautifully. They really care about their looks, and we also just really like fashion and we like brands. So in this video, this girl, she really wants to go on a date wearing a pair of Christian Louboutin shoes. Those shoes are famous for their red soles. Obviously, she doesn't have those. So what she does is she has a pair of these shoes and then she colors the soles with red nail polish. And this is only one of the funny parts of the video. The video that I included in the playlist also has subtitles, so you get to appreciate what they're actually saying, which I thought was fun. And then the last one is called In Peter We Drink. Peter is a short for St. Petersburg, and basically that's what the video is all about. The main characters of the video are different kinds of people who live in St. Petersburg. There is just your average office worker, a grocery store cashier, then there is a police officer, and a really well-educated tour guide lady, a taxi driver from a former Soviet republic. Anyway, they walk or drive around St. Petersburg and they are drinking, but you get to see really beautiful views of our city too, which is really neat. So I really hope that you enjoy that video as well. Anyway, this is my list of my most favorite music. Another thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask my team, my guides or my coordinators to create their favorite playlists too. So for example, if you want to know what your guide Daria, who you had in St. Petersburg before, likes, you can go and check out her playlist. So these are coming soon as well. Remember, my playlist is down below. You can listen to it right now. If you know or like any other Russian music, please feel free to comment. And of course, I hope that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. Bye.